Week before last, President Biden gave Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu an ultimatum. If Netanyahu carries out a ground invasion of the city of Rafah in the southern portion of the Gaza Strip, Biden will stop supplying the Israeli Defense Force with offensive weapons. Several days later, Biden announced that another $1 billion worth of weapons would be sent to Israel nonetheless. Has Biden seen the light? Or is this latest reversal merely another step in his plan to unilaterally destroy decades of loyalty and friendship with the State of Israel and betray millions of Israelis in what some have called the most disgraceful act ever committed by an American president? Here with the latest on this developing scandal is our senior White House correspondent. Good afternoon. That does not appear to be the White House behind you. Where are you coming to us from?
Yes, very observant of you. I'm currently in Manhattan, near the criminal courthouse where the former and perhaps future president has been standing trial. I just popped up here for the day to show my personal support for President Trump. Personal support which in no way affects my ability to do my job as a journalist in an unbiased manner.
Of course not. The trial is underway at this hour. Why aren't you in the courtroom, may I ask?
Sean Hannity promised to save me a seat, but when I saw him on his way into the courthouse this morning, he pretended not to know me and walked right past.
He must have a lot on his mind. I was going to ask you about the reactions you're seeing from people regarding whether or not President Biden will withhold weapons from Israel in its war against Hamas. Are you prepared to talk about that?
Absolutely. I've been following it on social media all day.
How have attitudes toward Biden's stunning betrayal of the Jewish homeland shifted since his announcement of a $1 billion weapons shipment?
I wouldn't say attitudes have changed so much as narratives have. Right now it looks like The West Wing could best be described by the title of a certain Michael J. Fox sitcom from the 90s.
Family Ties.
No, Family Ties was from the 80s.
I believe it ran into the early 90s.
Final episode aired May 14, 1989. You can look it up. I was actually referring to Spin City.
Ah, yes. I remember that one. Briefly co-starring Carla Gugino.
Correct. And as a personal aside, 10 years ago, I went out on one date with a woman who somewhat resembled Carla Gugino.
Fascinating.
I thought so too, but she never called me back.
What about the White House and Biden's Israel?
Right. According to knowledgeable sources with whom I've been DMing all morning, Biden's attempt to bully and confuse Israel into abandoning the remaining hostages held by Hamas and leaving the dead of October 7 unavenged is born from a concern for the lives of Palestinian civilians.
Hamas is composed of Palestinians. Does that mean President Biden cares more about the lives of terrorists than those of God's chosen people?
That certainly appears to be the case, and in addition to that... All right, President Trump is expected to be leaving the courtroom in a few minutes, so let's wrap this up. I want to get a good spot.
Very well. What accounts for this sudden turnaround on Biden's part? Why has he made Rafah a red line after backing Israel's operations in Gaza up until now?
I don't know.
All right, then. I'm sure you'll be staying on top of this story, so we'll check back in later. Coming up after the break, more analysis of this Biden-Gaza story. Can Israel survive an American president who is only willing to give it almost everything it wants? Also, if some Palestinian children will grow up to join Hamas, is killing them now wrong or just shrewd long-term planning? We'll talk about it with our regular contributor and sitcom star of the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the record, Scott Baio. That's next.